your boy Travis Kinley coming back to you with another one. Side note, at the Flying J, where I bought these shades. Anyways, we're just chilling at a truck stop watching my clock dwindling by the minute. It's not that bad. I actually just started my clock. It is morning time. I don't know if I say good morning or whatever, but it is morning time at the time of this recording. Started my clock already and watching it dwindle away. Why? And then we'll get to kind of what we're talking about here. I had a 10 a.m. appointment, and I don't know, man. Yesterday, I needed to drive, like 15 miles to a truck center to get my battery box repaired, right? This is like a week later, or basically a week later from when I went in the hotel room. I had to get my battery box repaired. Well, it was 15 miles away. It took me a solid 45 to 55 minutes for an 8 o'clock appointment. 45 to 55 minutes to get there. Traffic was dumb, man. I mean, it was ridiculous, man. I mean, we was just sitting still a lot of the time. Okay, so then this morning, I have a 10 o'clock appointment. So I'm like, yo, I gotta, I might need to just leave a little bit earlier, even if I have to stop and burn my clock. I don't necessarily need all of the 14 anyways. If everything goes smooth, I can do everything I need to do, even if I have to burn some of it down. Well, so I did that. I needed to go fuel too before I got there. So I did that, stopped the fuel stop, text my contact, right? I don't know if you've seen the video, but we have like a contact person, not your dispatcher and not the customer, but someone else who works for Circon that's your contact person once you are in the location of where you're picking up. Okay, so I text my contact like, yeah, we good. I can come early, if we're ready to go. He said, come at 10:30, not 10 now. All right, cool. So now I just backed into a spot real quick because I still have like an hour and a half or something like that before 10:30. I don't have 2 hours though. For those of you, I got a lot of people still comment on the sleeper berth video. I got a lot of people who understand the value of it. Good job for y'all, man. Shout out to all of you new truckers out there still watching the older videos, especially the hours of service videos. Man, I can't stress how important that is. And it doesn't matter what part of trucking you're in, flatbed or whatever. I lost my wedding ring. It's under this seat somewhere, and I just can't find it. I remember when it dropped. I wear those rubber ones, and anybody who wears the rubber ones knows they get like loose after a while. And I don't know where. I have a bag of more, but I don't know where they're at. But so I got a headlight up there. Anyways, so yeah, man. Anyway, so hours of service super important. All right, so I got here, so I backed in. Now I'm just chilling, waiting. Got an hour and a half roughly. So I'll go fuel and then we'll leave. It got 20 miles. It won't be nearly. I wanted to think about traffic then. Nevertheless, man, I was just thinking like about Circon. A lot of you are kind of curious about the company and stuff like that. Circon is a little bit different, especially if you're a current truck driver and you're thinking about Circon. If you're not a current truck driver, you probably won't be able to appreciate this video as much. But once you start driving, you may, if you refer back to it, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. Circon is very different in that at Circon, as a driver, you are one piece of a larger operation. You are the transportation specialist in a company that is is responsible for or sells the product of HAZMAT removal. But there are a lot more cogs to the system that makes up the entire whole of HAZMAT removal. For example, like I said, I have a liaison that I contact. Now my dispatcher, once I'm in the area or whatever, my dispatcher really doesn't want to hear from me. I feel like I'll say want to hear from me. She definitely doesn't need to hear from me. And I imagine if she's busy and stuff, she don't really want to hear from me. There's nothing I don't really want to hear from you, dude. Like, there's nothing you need to talk about. If your truck not broke, everything fine, you're not having any sort of issues, don't really want to hear from you. Talk to your liaison guy. Liaison guy, I don't really know. Maybe I'll ask the guy, not Neil. Who do I have today, man? Forget his name. Steven. Maybe I'll ask him whenever I see him. a little bit later, like, what is your job like? What are you responsible for? I don't remember what they call them, something technician maybe. I can't remember what their job title is. But I might ask them, what is your job title and what are you responsible for? Essentially, from my eyes, this person is responsible for, number one, safety. Boy, these boys coming super close to my truck. For number one, safety. They're responsible for number two, the process of it being loaded from the customer to the trailer. And other than that, I'm not really sure exactly what they do. Really don't know. And I know they're responsible for coordinating us as drivers. Circon is different because we're also treated like transportation specialists at this company. Meaning, and it's almost difficult for me to explain, but we're treated like, hey man, you are responsible for knowing the most about the delivery of the product from the time it is being put on your trailer, meaning you're responsible for, if something's not right whenever you arrive and park, you're responsible for saying something alongside that liaison to the point of it going to the recipient, kiln, wherever it's going. An example. One load I told y'all about last was the one where they had me bobtail away, and I thought it was kind of funny because y'all only had a little bit more work to do. But, it cost you more to make me bobtail away than it would have cost you for the overtime you would have paid everybody. But whatever, right? That's just systems and poor communication, in my opinion. Of course, there's something I could possibly not know. But when I dropped the trailer, they wanted me to get out the truck, and they're asking me, hey man, where do you think the best place it is? Where's the best place for you to drop this trailer? We're looking at this grade, we're looking at the rocks, and so on and so on. I told them I feel more comfortable if I move up a little bit and drop the trailer right here, even though the grade isn't an issue. Grade is in the kind of the slope of the ground. And the liaison was kind of telling me like, man, I'll be honest with you, you got me super nervous right now. I kind of laughed. So you got me super nervous right now. I'm really nervous about the trailer kind of just tilting up or moving in any way, shape, or form. And I told him, man, once I pull my trailer air supply valve, like, that trailer's not going anywhere, man. Those brakes are commercial motor vehicle brakes. Those are not, them brakes gonna hold. You know what I mean? Furthermore, the weight was in front of the last axle on the trailer. We're not in danger of it tilting. And for it to tilt, at least a significant portion of the weight needs to be behind the axle. Otherwise, it is pulling that axle down to the ground. And he asked me if I was sure a couple times. I told him, yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure, man. We're good. He was nervous, I could tell. But in that moment, I realized, because the guy who's telling me, hey, man, I'm kind of nervous, is a Circon employee. See that? He didn't override what I said. Not even sure if he had the authority to, but he didn't override. I'm pretty sure, because it's like that stop work authority or something. Anyways, he didn't override what I said, any of that. He trusted me as the transportation specialist. And it was in that moment where it was just kind of reinforced, like, hey man, you're the transportation specialist. You're the guy that, you're supposed to know the most about all of this. If there's anybody who is trained to make the call that, yes, we can drop the trailer here, that's supposed to be you, man. In the same manner, the way the dispatcher hands you off or something, like, hey, once, if your truck's not broke or whatever, but like if you're gonna be late or something, talk to your liaison, right? Like, if you tell your dispatcher can't do it, talk to your liaison. That's your point of contact once you're in the area and everything. Scheduling, all of that stuff. Your liaisons can tell you if the appointment time moved back. So the thing is, it's beneficial to remember that you are a one cog in a system of cogs designed to remove hazardous materials for customers. It's really helpful to remember that. It's not just the driver and the dispatcher and the customers. It's more than that. When you go to the admin office, you have to remember it's more than that, right? You don't just run up to somebody and start talking about hours of service, or, there's no like logs person here to talk to you about your hours of service and why your sleeper berth didn't work, your split sleeper berth didn't work. That person's not here. You're the transportation specialist. We need you to know the most, right? Because we have employees here that are responsible for so many other things besides transportation. So it's kind of like, upon your hiring, we need you to know the most. Be a specialist in what you do. Because, and honestly, maybe that's why the salary's so healthy. It's because we need to hire specialists. If you're still trying to figure out hours of service, we need you to be able to handle that, right? Like, I hope you feel what I'm saying. So it's just that. That's what it's like here at Circon, man. You're a specialist, right? For example, one thing I want to know is, I don't know why I want to know. I just want to know, how many gallons can these trailers hold? I don't know that answer. I feel like it's my responsibility to find out. I don't even feel like I need to ask a dispatcher or anything like that. I feel like it's my responsibility. How many gallons can it hold? Remember the mistake about fueling after I picked up my load. They put me on the scale, fueling after I pick up my load. Fuel before so. Of course, scale before you fuel. I learned that at Prime. But, that's just what I'm saying, man. So it's a very different feel here at Circon, man, because it's bigger than just the transportation. It's the removal. It's the equipment. It's more than just transportation. It is the handling of hazmat waste, right? Because we will also take hazmat waste and repurpose it for the end goal of providing it to another customer who can use it as fuel. So it's very interesting, man. It's very interesting. I find it interesting, at least. And that's why I said, like, if you think about coming to Circon, you shouldn't do it for the money, because I don't know. Like, if you don't find it interesting, I don't know. I just feel like you may not like it in the end, because it's not your interest, Like, flatbed's just not my interest. It doesn't matter how much money you could offer me. Like, I'm not going flatbed, dude. It doesn't matter, dude. Even if it was a healthy salary, I know that's just not for me. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, I'm waiting. Don't know what time it is. I know I got a while to wait, though. I'm going to go lay down and, play on my phone, I guess. Maybe edit this video or whatever. Call somebody. See what's going on, man. Gonna be home pretty soon. Really looking forward to that. Got a few different things to go home to. A few different appointments and things that I'm very excited about. I am focusing on other things that I've always valued. And I really appreciate that. That is why I came here. That is why I stopped being an owner-operator. So I can focus on other things that I've always valued. So I'm really very excited about that. I'm always excited to go home. Y'all know I love to be at the house. But for this time going home, it's like there's a different reason to be excited. So pumped up about that. Me and my family, I purchased 4 tickets to go on a cruise the other day while I was sitting in the hotel room. So me and my family are going on a cruise here soon. Extremely excited about that. Not soon like when I got home, but another time. But extremely excited about that. Haven't been on a cruise since I was 10 years old. My wife's never been. Of course, my children have never been. So that is going to be tight. Really excited about that. 5 nights, couple stops, Bahama, Princess Cays. So that's going to be great. That's going to be great. Other than that, man, just chilling. Nothing going on. Truck running. I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Got the battery box fixed. Mirror's cracked a little bit, but it's fine. Got like a little crack in it. Other than that, everything's going well, man. Everything's going well. This trailer is great. Everything is very wonderful. It passes, when I say that, I mean it passes an air brake test with flying colors. That's what I mean. Like trailers that have like small leaks, like you pass an air brake test, but you don't hold air when I turn the truck off well. You know, like this one. But I got a dropping hook to do whenever in an hour, so who knows what you're gonna get next, right? But it's all good, man. Ready to, I don't know, kind of ready to drive a little bit. Just bought a book. Just bought You by Dr. Eric Thomas, also known as E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. You probably heard his voice and little clips of his speeches in the back of these motivational videos on social media or whatever. So I'm listening to that, so everything's good. Anyway, about to check out. I'm about to walk inside and see what's going on. I don't know. I ain't got nothing else to do. Might as well walk around. All right. Checking out though. You already know what the motto is: work hard, play hard, sleep hard, find you somebody to love. I love y'all. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It's all about why you believe it. Live free.